way too many mob. Go away, mob. Go away. Hey there everyone, my name's GamePar and welcome to another episode on the InfinityCraft server. Behind me is the beginnings of the expanded Kelp farm. And in today's episode we are going to complete the expansion project. I've gone ahead and done a lot of grindy work that you really don't want to see. And I've gotten a good chunk of the first side of the expansion done. But we are completely out of iron. And we need iron to finish everything that we need to finish right now. And so I've done a little bit of maths, and between all the buckets for the concrete factory, which is just over there in the haze, and you can't really see it at the moment, but between all the buckets that we need to fill the dispensers over there, and the hoppers that we need to create for this project here, let's see, we need we need exactly 872 iron ingots to do this. That's quite a lot of iron. Just to put that into perspective, that is 14.06 stacks of iron, or 96.88 blocks of iron, which is about 1.5 stacks of iron blocks. That's a lot of iron. And Silver Platinum does not have any in his exchange right now. So we are left to digging it out of the ground. So I'm going to start off this episode with a mining expedition to get that iron. And I think the nicest way that we're going to do that is in a third-person time-lapse. Now, I just want to quickly explain here why we are going with the hoppers instead of water streams. I worked with this, I tried things out, and there was no way for me to use water streams to get this thing working. What I did was I put water streams in here without anything else here, well, just a block down on the bottom, and the water stream only went to this point here. I even tried going up the block with blocks in behind, and because there's water below, the water streams would not flow the normal length. All it would flow is one block past the water source. So that leaves us with pretty much no option other than to have the hoppers here. Now I have raised the hoppers up one level. I discovered that I was getting much better hopper retention of the kelp pieces by doing that. So we've raised these up by one level, and what was happening before is the kelp pieces were flowing up here, flowing over and down into the other piece, and there were some of them that would just kind of go back and forth until they despawn. So this is a much better setup now. Oh, I'm missing a water source there. That's better. Let me just grab that to refill. I'm not sure why it just didn't autofill there. Oh well. Anyway, so there was no way to get around having the hoppers. Now what I've done underneath here, let's take a quick peek, is instead of creating, a collection area over here and a collection over here, I've just maintained the 5 shulker boxes we have for the collection, and I've just taken the hopper chain here and connected to this hopper chain. So once we are done, basically all three farms, which are 2 segments on each farm, are connected up to these shulker boxes, and they will fill really quickly, basically as quickly as they can possibly fill, which I think is great. This area here has kelp all the way up. I heard rumors that kelp no longer created water source blocks. That's not correct. I've been able to verify that yes, kelp still creates water source blocks, so you don't have to worry about that. So this kelp was here just to make sure that all the water underneath here are water source blocks. So I went ahead and I worked on this so that I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but I've saved the second side over here. You can see that it hasn't been done yet. I've saved this so that I can show you what I've done in expanding this out, in case you didn't see how I built this section here. So let's head off and do a mining expedition. I am going to do a 2-hour mining expedition. So I'm going to go down underground and mine for 2 hours straight and see just how much iron that we can get in those 2 hours. During this mining time-lapse, I want to talk to you a little bit about finishing things in Minecraft. I don't know about you, but a lot of the times I never quite finish projects in Minecraft. They'll be maybe 90% done, 80% done, whatever, but they're never quite finished. I know that sometimes finishing a project is not necessarily something that always happens just because you always go back and you tweak things and you change things, but I mean being able to declare that a project is done. I'm recording this time-lapse after I've finished recording everything else for this episode, so I know exactly what I've accomplished for this episode, but I just think sometimes we get into such big projects in Minecraft, things don't always get fully finished, and I'm wondering about that when I'm thinking about doing a big base, because I've got a really huge idea and it's going to play into some of the lore of the server this season. And, you know, it's going to be a big, huge project. It's going to be a very, very expensive project. It's going to take a lot of resources. And I just think about it as something that is very daunting because I just don't always finish things. And really, we only have for Season 1 until the next Mojang update comes, the 1.14 Pillagers and Villagers update, because we'll want to start a brand new season when that happens. So I want to make sure that I can finish that. And if we've got about 6 months left, it has to be doable in that time. And that just concerns me a little bit because, you know, projects are never quite finished. They're abandoned. And I don't want that to be the case. I want to be able to finish absolutely everything that I start during this series. So I'm kind of curious, are you like that? When you play Minecraft, do you get onto other things or get distracted by things and don't quite finish projects? If you are, let me know in the comments below. Now, I do apologize that this video is later than normal because, well, I had some technical difficulties. What I do is I record everything on a PC Minecraft computer, and then I edit on my Mac laptop. And so I take everything from the PC recording computer and put it onto a portable hard drive. And I usually just copy the entire raw video folder that I create and move that over to the hard drive. And I was copying it over and I got this horrendous noise and everything just went dark and my computer crashed. Now my computer is fairly old for a computer doing this type of thing. So I know that I'm going to have to replace it sooner rather than later, but it completely crashed. And so I ended up taking a couple files at a time instead of the big massive load of files and copying them to the hard drive one at a time. So I do apologize that this episode is going to be a little bit late. I try to get 2 episodes out every single week, but everybody knows life happens and that's not always quite possible. And that brings us to the end of our time-lapse video today. So I've done exactly 1 out of the 2 hours of mining, and so far I've filled my stone box with stone. I've got pretty much another shulker box full, and then this is the goodies box. So I've got 2 3/4 stacks of iron, which is great. We got 22 diamonds, 19 gold, some redstone, some lapis, 10 emeralds, which means we must have gotten into a mountains biome there. But I just got word that Silver Platinum has restocked the exchange. Oh, it looks like it's nighttime, so I suppose for safety's sake we should probably sleep before going over there. So it looks like he has restocked the iron exchange, so we definitely want to go over there. And actually I should probably take this shulker box with me so that we can use those diamonds that we found to pay for the iron. I think that's probably a smart idea. I need to get my rockets going here. Oh, right. I don't have my elytra on. Wow, this place has been mobified here. Yeah. Way too many mob. Go away, mob. Go away. We might as well make a quick pit stop in here and see if Silver has restocked his rocket shop. Hopefully there's some rocket... Oh, sweet. Okay, we are going to have to come back here, but I want to make sure that I get the iron that I need before I stock up. And, ender chest? Yeah, that would be a good idea. Let's switch our elytra on. Here we go. Yeah, that's the one that we need. Pop! Pop! Back in there. Rockets at the ready. I fell off a few things a few times thinking that I had my elytra on me and I didn't, so... Oh, I guess I really didn't need rockets for that short trip. Okay, here we are, and let's just see how many iron are... Okay, that's good. So that's 9 stacks. Let me see how many stacks I actually need. I need 14 stacks. There's 9 stacks here. So we are getting pretty close to what we need here. Perfect. Okay, let's grab the ender chest. Grab the diamonds. Oop. Actually, let's see if I've got diamonds all ready to go in here. No, okay. I will use up some diamond blocks here. This should be exactly the amount that I'm going to need. 18. Let's just double check. 1 diamond for 32. That is correct. So let's clear him out. Let's make silver platinum nice and rich. And leave him all those diamonds. There we go. Perfect. Back at Silver's rocket shop, and I'm going to grab my diamonds here. Oop, I didn't mean to move that. Let's see. 2/4, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I need 22 diamonds. So there's 27. Let's grab all of these, and that should fill the space with diamonds. Oh, I have 1 left over. Perfect. Now we're going to throw these in our rocket shulker box. See, I was getting a little bit low in my rocket shulker box, so... oh, there we go. Whew. I thought those disappeared for a moment. I should put these diamonds back inside. I don't want to lose them. So what we have in the shulker box is just about enough iron to complete the kelp farm. We needed just a little over 11 stacks, and that's what we have. We don't have enough to complete the buckets that we need for the concrete factory, but I think what we'll do is we will finish off the kelp farm, and then we'll go mining for some more iron or see if Silver Platinum has restocked his stock exchange by then. What I realized just a few moments ago is that I do not have enough wood to make all the chests that are necessary for those hoppers, because, let me just double check my notes again, we're going to need 142 hoppers, which means we're going to need 142 chests, which take 8 pieces of wood each. So we need to get some more wood, and what I think I'm going to do is go out and find myself one of those jungles that I came across, and go and just collect a whole bunch of wood. So I found a covered forest, or a dark oak wood forest, and was able to make myself enough chests to do the job. So let's get the iron out here, or at least all that I can fit into my inventory. Well, I guess I can put some of this stuff that I don't need in here. And let's get these things crafted up. That's not a crafting table. This is a crafting table. I love this feature right here. It makes crafting bulk items so much easier. There we go. Hoppers all crafted. Next thing we are going to do is just go right ahead and place these all in here. And this is something, this takes a while because you have to hold shift as you're walking along. So I'm just, oh, that's wrong. I'll have to go collect that after. So I'll get these in, bring it back. Hoppers are all in place. Now the next thing that we need to do is test to make sure that this whole thing is working properly. Now these shulker boxes right now are completely full. So we are going to collect them, take them down to the smelters, and grab 5 more shulker boxes to replace here. Then after that, we're going to go down and break all of this kelp and see just how quickly the shulker boxes get full. By the way, you'll see that there are pink tops on a few of these kelps. I've added a resource package that changes the color of the age 25 kelp so that you can easily identify which kelp will no longer grow anymore, because as you know, if the top piece is showing up as age 25, it will not grow anymore. So I'll get these swapped out, and then we'll give this thing a test. Shulker boxes in hand. I'm just going to place these down. Now, there will be some residual kelp left in the system, and those will drop down into these shulker boxes. but this is just going to give us a good idea, you know, the yield that we're going to expect here. I think it's going to be really quick filling those boxes once all 3 sections of these are completed. So I'm just going to run through and do this. Well, this is starting to fill up quite nicely with kelp, but I'm going to leave this run. I want to show you, while that's running, what I did in order to get that second area here up and running. First thing that we did, obviously, was build the extension itself, which took quite a bit of time and a lot of resources. Then, next thing I've done is I've put dirt down in this section. I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. Then we're going to fill this with water and put signs in, but I'm just going to show you step by step what we do. So let me grab the dirt and fill in the second half of this section over here. Dirt is all in place. The next step is to start placing water in this section here. Now, a little trick that seems to work with the current water mechanics. I was just checking to see if that was a full water source block. So I'm going to place water source there. I'm going to grab this water source and put it in the corner. So as I place water sources along this wall here, it's going to autofill water sources in these blocks. So just to show you here, all I have to do is continue moving along like this, and it autofills this section. I'm going to get all of this done. Water is fully in place. The next step is to get rid of these dirt blocks. Now, in order for this farm to work properly, we need every single water block underneath here to be source water blocks. Now, placing those would be a serious pain to do it that way. And by removing the blocks here, I am not creating source water blocks. I am simply creating flowing water blocks. So what I will need to do, once I get signs put in to the top level of water here, just like those signs over there, well, you can't really see it well, but, hello, render, here, let me, re-render here, there we go, yeah, what was I saying? Right, so getting rid of this will not create source water blocks underneath here. Fortunately, Kelp does indeed still create water source blocks. I'm getting some really interesting render issues going on here. You know what? Let me restart my game and I'll continue what I'm talking about. Oh, and there's a creeper. Mobs must have been down there. I'm going to have to be extra careful about that and sleep. Okay, let me deal with a couple of these issues and then I'll be right back. There we go, I think that solved the problem. So, as I was saying, I'm going to get rid of all of these dirt blocks. It's going to flow water down and it's going to only be flowing water, but because we are planting kelp, the kelp will grow and turn all of the water in here into source blocks. The reason we need them to be source blocks is because if there's flowing water anywhere in this system, the kelp, when you break the bottom piece, will not flow up into the collection system. So that's a really important part. Okay, we have this all taken care of. The next step is to put signs all in here. I just did something really stupid. I left my wood shulker box back at that forest I got all the wood at. Okay, I'm gonna have to go hopefully find my way there and see if I can find that. Well, it looks like that shulker and all the wood products I had in it are good and lost. I have been all through this area and I can't find it anywhere. So yeah, it is pretty much good and lost. But I'm going to take the opportunity here to see if I can get a couple horse heads. I'm sure that these belong to nobody because they're just out here in the middle of nowhere and nobody's going to miss these little horsies. No horse heads here. Let's try this one. There's several different types of horse heads you can get. So you have to deal with a bunch of these in order to get all those heads. Okay, didn't get anything there. I've already got cow. I've already got chicken. Oh! Got a horse head. Ah, I've gotten 2 horse heads. So I've got a black horse head, and I also got a chestnut horse head. Sweet. Are these other ones chestnut? What about this one? Yeah. Ah. Let's see. No, still the 2. Ooh, there's a wolf. Need to see if I can get a wolf head too. Did I? No. Anything else around here I can try to... Oh, more wolves. Let's see what we can do here. Surprised they haven't gone for the sheep. Alright, anything else around here before I head back? I'm going to need to cut down a few more trees because I am now completely out of wood products. I had a whole bunch of signs set aside and now I don't have any. No, I don't see anything else worth gathering here. So, I will grab some wood and head back. Guess what? Just added a wolf head to my collection. Might have lost my wood shulker box, but at least I'm adding some heads to my collection. Bunch of signs ready to go, and pretty much as expected, the very last shulker box is almost full down there. That is pretty decent out of 1 harvest. So, this thing is definitely going to produce. Now, if I can just get up the ladder. I always have trouble with this ladder for some reason. And usually only when I'm recording. It just doesn't like it when I'm recording. Let's throw these signs up in this area here. Let me just grab a sip of my coffee while I walk over here. Good dark roast Starbucks. Cafe Verona, actually. Okay. Sign. This is going to be like this is the boring spot because you've got to put it down and escape out. Then, once the signs are down, you have to shift, place, escape. Shift, place, escape. And you kind of just have to kind of get into that rhythm. GamePar, you're asking, why are you bothering going through this tedious process of putting the signs in place? Well, that's a very good question. What the signs are actually doing is the signs are preventing the kelp from growing up into the flowing blocks of water, into the water sources that flow, turning the flowing portions into water sources because we need that water to push the kelp into the hoppers. If we didn't have the signs here, there's a very real chance, and it did happening during my original testing, where the kelp would grow too tall and turn that into water source blocks, and then the whole collection system didn't work. So that's why we're putting the signs down. Just putting it out there, if anybody on the InfinityCraft server wants to start a wood farm, you would have a customer here. I just went through all those signs, and I've got very little wood left in my inventory. I'm going to have to cut down some of my jungle trees. So, InfinityCraft members, somebody, somewhere, start a tree farm and a tree store. Well, I've made for myself another wood shulker box to replace the old one that I lost. All the signs are in place. So the next step is going to be creating the water source blocks down below. And to do that, we're going to grab some of this kelp and we are going to plant it. I don't need to, I've discovered, because I didn't do it this way for the other side, but I've discovered that I don't need to plant the entire area full of kelp in order to do this. What I need to do is the same trick we did with the water buckets. So if I have a wall, and then all the way down here, these are going to be water source blocks as well. Let's just test that out. So I should be able to pick up water there. That's right, good. All right. So I'm going to lay this down, and then we're going to start cultivating the kelp. Because if you look over here, the ones that have the pink tops are kelp blocks that are age, let me get my thing up here, age 25. If you see over on the right-hand side underneath target block, you see age 25. So what I will do is I'll just go along and put a new piece on top, and that'll give a new random age. Kelp will stop growing once the top piece is age 25. And it doesn't seem to just grow progressively, it just seems to randomly assign an age as it grows. So, it'll never assign an age 25 when you place it down, but, for example, let's see. This one is age 8. The next one that grows could potentially be age 25. It's completely random, which is not very helpful in doing this. But we're going to cultivate these up, and as it grows, it is going to create for us an entire tub of water source blocks. Kelp is all in place. Now all we need to do is cultivate it so that it grows all the way to the top. Now the next thing on the agenda is placing down the hoppers. Now hopefully I have enough hoppers not just to lay them down. Where did I put the hoppers? Oh no, they're already in my inventory. Hopefully I have enough not just to put this down here, but also to hook them up to the other hopper chain. So I'm going to start connecting to the hopper chain here first, and if I do that now before these are flowing water blocks, I will have a much better chance of doing that. So let's grab the hoppers, let's connect these up so that they are connected to the main hopper chain so that they go into the shulker boxes. There we go. Now I'll need to go upstairs to finish the rest of it here. The theory is that all 3 of these sections should auto-connect to the whatchamacallit, to the shulker box collection zone. Alright, so let's get rid of that block because we need a hopper to connect to the hopper chain. And that there. Okay. We will cover that there. That is really good English, GamePar. Okay, we'll cover that up. Now I'm just going to get rid of all of these blocks here and replace them with hoppers. And we have enough. I did lose 1 hopper into the hopper chain, which I will have to go collect, but that is good. We have a few hoppers left over, and that never hurts. We are going to grab a bucket full of water from one of these water... Okay. That's not working the way I thought it should. Okay, we're going to grab a bucket full of water from one of these water sources and complete the final stage of construction. Once we get this water in here, it will be fully ready to go, minus waiting for that kelp to grow and turn the rest of the water into water source. But that's just basically a waiting game that we need to do. So I'm going to go along here, place the flowing water down, and this is the water that's going to push the kelp into the hoppers. To quote Silver Platinum, as the sun settles over the horizon, we are now complete on this build. The build itself is complete. All we are waiting for is that kelp to grow, but that is a job well completed. I am really happy with this. This is going to just pump out the kelp. It is pretty awesome. But that is all the time that I have for today's episode. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please make sure that you hit the like button. If you're new to my channel or haven't done so yet, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button today and make me a very happy GamePar. As always, please take a moment and check out the links to the other InfinityCraft members' YouTube pages. Show them some love, hit their like and subscribe buttons. But for now, this has been GamePar, playing on the InfinityCraft server, and have a great day, everyone.